Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So Iran has been hitting back against some of these traitorous Gulf countries today. They have been absolutely pummeling Kuwait, Bahrain, Jordan, and they are hitting them really, really hard. There's lots of footage coming out of all of these countries. US bases are being really destroyed in all of these countries. Finally, Iran has been taking the lead here. If you look at the last few weeks, US has been hitting Iran first. So they have been picking Iranian targets and Iran has been hitting back as a reaction. Sometimes, when you react to something, you don't get the same result. This time is different. Iran has been hitting first and they have been picking these targets, US bases, and they have been hitting them really hard. And this is how you keep the pressure up. Because end of the day, we have seen from the last few months, this ceasefire MOU means nothing to the West. It means nothing to Trump. Trump nor Israel have any kind of dignity or any kind of self-respect to hold any kind of ceasefire. They just cannot. You cannot trust them. You just simply cannot trust the West, especially the Trump administration. They have no integrity left whatsoever. None. Not even an ounce of integrity. So let's go back a few months ago when this ceasefire was announced. Who has it benefited? Let's think about this for a second. So, all these months of not fighting, who has it actually benefited? So let's start with the strategic reserve. This is the United States strategic reserves. And you can see at the end, it is at an all-time low. I don't know how many weeks or months is left till the strategic reserves goes to zero. And when that does, oil prices are just going to shoot through the roof. So over the last few weeks, have the United States filled up the strategic reserves? Definitely not. So they're actually in a worse place than they were a few months ago. So let's talk about the military. Yes, United States has been stocking up on its United States bases around the Gulf. They have been placing all of these weapons and stockpiles. They've been filling it up with, Patriot missiles. And I think Iran has played a perfect trick here. Because let's look at this. This is what's happening to all of these United States bases and weapon stockpiles that they have been filling up. I think Iran knows exactly where these weapons have been going, which bases, where they are stored. And when the time came, I think Iran has been hitting these bases really hard as of today and blowing up all of these stockpiles. So the United States must be losing hundreds of billions of dollars here. So these bases are so far away from the United States. They are not easily rebuilt You need lots of money, lots of resources. They are so far away from United States, and you need weapons. And if Iranians can just destroy all of these bases all across the Gulf, it's going to get more and more difficult to rebuild these bases and put, weapons. Where are you going to store them? It's becoming more and more difficult for United States to run all of these hundreds of bases they have all across the world. Countries are watching as well. Russia's watching, China's watching, other countries are watching. America's showing off all of its cards, and they're showing off all of their weaknesses. Iran has been exploiting them extremely well. So this shot that you see is a Shahid missile. Shahid drone, should I say. And he has obviously destroyed a weapon stockpile. And this is in Kuwait, I believe. So far, Iran has not attacked any infrastructure in Kuwait or Bahrain, Jordan. They have they are attacking all of the US bases. The trick is, you know, if they destroy all of these US bases enough, these US bases cannot be used to attack Iran anymore. And if there's no US bases in these countries, then you will see these treacherous regimes topple. It's these US bases that are keeping these regimes in power. So United States has been saying a lot of things. They're asking for ground troops in Iran, which is going to be an absolute disaster. But Trump has been saying quite a lot of stuff over the some interviews last few days. He said there will be ground troops, but it might not be US troops. These ground troops might be coming from a different country. So which country do you think they might be coming from? Some people say it might be coming from Pakistan. Pakistan was seen, um, well, the I believe Pakistan's Ministry of Interior was seen in Washington today. I really hope it isn't Pakistan. I don't think it will be, but we know that the Pakistan leadership are extreme puppets of the West, and they have been attacking Afghanistan for the West and doing the West bidding for a long time. I really hope Pakistan is not silly enough to start fighting other Muslim countries for the West. I doubt it will happen, but I can't tell with this current government. And money, makes a lot of difference. If United States comes around and says to Pakistan, we will pay you hundreds of billions if you do this ground operation against Iran for us, I'm not sure if Pakistan can refuse. So, I mean, my heart says Pakistan won't do it, but you just don't know with this leadership, guys. So I really hope Pakistan doesn't get involved. I do know that UAE and Saudi are asking for the money back from Pakistan. If you remember yesterday when Yemen attacked, Saudi Arabian facilities, airports, and they destroyed quite a lot of civilian infrastructure in Saudi. So they have been extremely angry at Pakistan for not protecting them. So this is why I said Pakistan has made a major mistake, being linked to Saudi's protection. They've put themselves under heavy pressure, and now Pakistan will be involved in fighting Saudi's wars. And if Saudi, joins into the war with Yemen, if Saudi joins in the war with Iran, with the defense agreement that they have, they might have to join in with Saudi. I really hope Pakistan is much more clever than that, and they don't do it. But they are in an extremely dangerous position. So we'll see what happens. Tankers have been absolutely destroyed in the Hormuz Strait, and these tankers have been going through Trump's secret route via Oman. And all of this escalation has happened because of Trump, guys. All the United States had to do was just, stick to the MOU. But no, they had to sneak ships, via the narrow passageway of Oman. They had to sneak ships through. Because this is what Trump does. He doesn't, he agrees to deals and he breaks them. He tries to be sneaky. And then suddenly starts bombing Iran out of nowhere. All they had to do was just stick to the MOU. And now Trump is now back to the same position he was before the ceasefire. Is he any better off? I don't think so, because the strategic reserve has been going down. Inflation is still rampant. Gas prices is still high in America. Yeah, the oil prices has come down a little bit, but it's going to shoot back up again. United States is still under heavy debt. Could be hitting 40 trillion in debt by next month. They have this bill that's going to be merging with the Israeli military. I believe they had a vote today and luckily it didn't pass. But they're going to try again. They're going to try and bribe some of these some of these people in Congress. They're going to try and bribe them and buy their votes, probably. They will keep trying. Yeah, I think they are not better off, guys. Things are very, very shaky in the economic front. Trump is a funny guy. He says something really funny today. He says that he says he's been protecting the Strait of Hormuz for China. That's what he says. He says, I've been protecting the Strait of Hormuz for China, and China needs to pay him, apparently. Protection racket. Those were his words. China's not going to pay him a single penny. Because this war is all on him. He's going to destroy the world economy because of him. He couldn't even stick to the MOU. All that work, all that work that's gone on onto the MOU to kind of get some sort of deal, he could have easily walked off with a deal and washed his hands, and just let everything go back to normal. But he didn't. He just couldn't, because Israel and these Zeds are all over him. I think he's a very weak president. He's allowed himself to be controlled by Zeds. You know, this war is for Israel. It's not for America. There is no benefit in America for fighting Iran, none whatsoever. Unless they want Iranian resources and oil and gas. But you're not going to get that by fighting a long war in the Middle East. So Iran has been also hitting these Gulf countries with these cluster missiles, as you can see. These are impossible to stop, by the way. Impossible. And all of these anti-aircraft guns, Patriot missiles, they are no use against these cluster missiles that Iran is firing. No use. So once the Gulf countries' Patriot missiles and anti-aircraft missiles are completely gone, they'll be sitting ducks like before. And United States cannot build these Patriot missiles fast enough. But if they do build them, guess where they're gonna be going? In Israel, not to the Gulf countries. So yeah, there's ballistic missiles being fired from everywhere. And just look at some of the damage they're causing all across the Gulf. And there's more pictures of the cluster missiles and some of the damage they're causing. We've seen this one. So this is an oil tanker that's been on fire. So these oil tankers who have been listening to Trump going through the strait is it's all on them, guys. They think that Trump is going to provide them with security by going through the strait. They never learn. They never learn. And do you know something? Who do you think insures these tankers going through the strait? Because it's not Lloyd's. It's not Lloyd's of London. These tankers are insured by Trump, United States. So what do you think will happen when these tankers get absolutely destroyed like this? Insurance premiums are going to go through the roof in the United States. He won't be able to, he won't be able to cover all of these losses. And it's all down to United States and Trump and America. Because if they're providing the security and they cannot even provide security for these Trump tankers to go through the strait, then these insurance premiums are either going to go through the roof or they're just not going to insure these ships. And when you cannot insure these ships and they get blown up, imagine the amount of money that is lost. So yeah, these ships, they just never learn. How many have been destroyed so far in the strait, during this conflict? I would say at least 50 now. 50 from the start of the conflict, months ago. And a lot of them just go through because Trump tells them to go through. I'm not joking. He just literally says, "Oh, don't worry, we will protect you. We'll protect you. Go through." Yeah, nice protection. Anyway, guys, I'll end it there. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now.